Hello, and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda, and today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts and reaction to the Hulu series Little Fires Everywhere. In the effort to social distance, I thought that I would be getting a ton of stuff done and reading so many books and watching so many incredible shows, but instead, I've just been watching Love Island. There's so many episodes of Love Island and it never ends. But I finally interrupted my Love Island marathon to watch Little Fires Everywhere. I read the book Little Fires Everywhere last summer and I recently just did a book review on it, so you can check that out. But Hulu just came out with the limited series with Kerry Washington and Reese Witherspoon. And I think that Little Fires Everywhere was one of the books that Reese Witherspoon had for her book club. I'm not super sure. I just recently started following her book club. Well, not recently, but in the past year. And I think it was like one of her 2018 picks. So I think this is the reason why she took on the project. And it is now for TV. So the first 3 episodes are on Hulu right now. And then after this, they're going to be released every week. So I think the next episode that's going to be released is the 25th. And then, every week after that. And there's going to be 8 total episodes. So some of my initial thoughts based off of the 3 episodes that I've seen so far is that I enjoy the show. Obviously, because I think the acting's great. I love Reese Witherspoon and Kerry Washington are doing great work, I think. And I love the person who's playing Pearl. I don't think I've seen her before. And I think that the Richardson's kids are pretty well cast. I don't really like the character or like the casting of Trip right now, but I guess maybe I will change my tune once we get to know him more. But right now I'm not a huge fan. Obviously this is adapted for TV. It's not going to be to the book exactly, but I'm kind of surprised at a lot of the different directions that the show is taking. I feel like the character's journey is, although like somewhat going to be the same, I think they're shown very differently in the show, which I'm kind of trying to decide if I like or not. I think it's fun to see it from a different perspective, but I'm also like, what was wrong with how they were portrayed in the book? And I don't know if it was like too slow moving in the book or they're just trying to add more drama in for the show. So that kind of stuff is weird and hard to adjust to because I think I know a character and I really don't. So it's very, very weird. And then just like how the story plays out, I think is different. Like how certain things are found out, like how it's found out that baby Maribel is actually Mei Ling and is Mia's friend's baby is just different, I think. And there's just a lot of different ways that the story plays out that I'm just like, it's just very different and hard, like I said, hard to adjust to. And I think some of the characters that it's really hard to adjust to is one of them being the characters that are the white family that's adopting the Chinese baby. Linda, and I think his name is Mark. In the book, I pictured him as like a faithful man that wanted this baby just as much as his wife did. And in the show, granted, I just met him, but he's like portrayed as like this guy who seems like he's cheating on his wife all the time and doesn't seem like he has any interest in the baby. And I thought that was kind of interesting because I think the show is setting it up to be a much more easier choice to decide who the baby belongs to, which was one of my favorite parts about the book, because the book gives you these scenarios and Linda and her husband are this great family that they can provide and they love this child just as much as Mia's friend loves her child and deserves her child. Like both these, it's hard to choose, right? And it's hard to decide who truly deserves this child. And it's kind of like the book is meant for you to think about it. And then for the show right now, for me, I'm like, well, obviously I don't want this baby with this guy who seems like a dick. Like, It's just weird because I feel like the show is setting it up for you to make an easy choice and to be disappointed, which for me, I don't know, it was just like different because it's like the show is giving you the answer, not where you have to actually sit back and think about it, which is what I just really enjoyed about Little Fires Everywhere, was gave you opportunity to really think about what was going on. Yeah, he's like one of the main characters that I think is just really portrayed differently than what I pictured. And I think that there's like, I don't really want to spoil too much about the show, but there's another character, like one of the Richardson's kids, is portrayed a lot differently than she is in the book. And I don't really know if I enjoy the direction that they're taking her. I don't know. So another thing that I think that the show is doing differently is, on the whole, giving you answers and kind of putting it in your face rather than the book kind of just like offering you more subtle actions that you kind of have to think about, is the whole topic of race. So I feel like in the show, it's very blatant when Elena or one of the Richardson's kids says something that's very insensitive. You're like, well, that's, you know, you really shouldn't be talking about race like that, or you really can't have a say in what you're talking about. And like, it's so infuriating because one of the daughters, Lexi, is dating a black boy, and she thinks that because of this, she understands race and the struggle. And she was portrayed like that in the book, but it was much more, I think, subdued, and a lot of her comments were more subtle. So you kind of had to, and I'm not trying to say like they weren't as racist or like as like insensitive, but I think that in the book it was portrayed more like you kind of have to like think about what she just said, right? Like think about how she portrayed that sentence or how she is portraying her thought. Whereas in the show, it's just more, yep, that was very insensitive, Lexi, please shut your mouth. So just another example, I think, of how the show is kind of just really getting straight to the point. And I don't know how I feel about it, but I enjoy it overall. So I really enjoy the acting, and I think that the show is going to be, I'm interested to see where it's going to go. And obviously, I knew it wasn't going to be exactly the same as the book, but I'm kind of still surprised at some of the direction it's taking. So I'm intrigued to see how it all plays out in the end. And I obviously am always going to love the book more. And I do think the book just offers a lot more self-reflection and thinking than I think the show will. But not that the show won't, but I think the book just really makes you dig into what is being said versus where the show is presenting you exactly what is wrong and you have to be like, yep, that's wrong, that's stuff that happens. So it's just kind of like interesting to see how they're portrayed differently. But I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm really excited that Reese Witherspoon took this on. I'm excited Kerry Washington's in this because I think she's going to be really great for this. And I am just, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes. And I wish that they would just release all of it because Amanda's getting bored and she is no longer overbooked. So I really should get some more reading done. Yeah, so if you guys have seen the series yet, let me know what you thought of the first 3 episodes below, or if you're excited to see it, or if you loved it, hated it, whatever. Love to hear your thoughts. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.